kind of comment if someone comments and just carry on that conversation.
Yeah.
But it is, give them a few more seconds. I like to be respectful of people's time, but I know sometimes it takes a minute for Instagram to let people know we're on and all that great stuff. But it's 6:05. Hey, you guys. I just got that from somebody. They said, I like that. My accountant says that to me all the time. That's her thing. Hey. So my name is Tia. I am the owner of It's the Room. It's the Room is located at 1201 Boston Post Road here in Milford, Connecticut, in the Connecticut Post Mall, you guys. 90% of everything we see, touch, and smell in this store comes from a Black business owner. The game plan is to expose and expand Black brands, so we don't have to worry about wearing Gucci, Prada, Fendi, Dolce & Gabbana. We don't have to worry about buying art from the famous art person that we don't even know. We have artists right here in our neighborhood that look like us. We have been in business since 2019, right before COVID, you guys. So come down, visit us, follow us on Instagram if you are not doing so already. We have events here. We just had a vendor day / poetry / comedy. For people who have been here before, we had about 60 people in here if I had to count. It was really a nice time. It was really a nice time this weekend. So definitely come and visit. Let's see. Shameless plug for me before we get started. I am the author of My Story, My Truth, No Secrets in That Piece. It is a memoir about myself, just really telling the story. I believe that my life does not belong to me. For people who know me well, you might know my name, but know who I am, know that I've been on a journey. I've been through a lot. So there's a lot of stuff in that book that you will learn from and just have a good time with. So to no further ado, that took a whole minute. Okay, that is 6:06. With no further ado, I'm going to let her introduce herself, okay? Because she is definitely well-spoken. She is a vendor here in the store, and I want her to introduce herself, tell us how she got started. I know it's a lot, right? She's like, okay, how are we going to do this? Tell us how she got started, what motivates her, whatever you want people to know about you, your business. This is your time to shine. So I'm going to give it to you, and I might jump in every once in a while with a question or two, but the floor is yours.
Hi, everybody. My name is Tasha Rosemond. I am co-owner, along with my husband, Dale, of Carib Creations. We both have deep Caribbean roots. I was not born in the U.S., so we channel a lot of our art that we create for our business into, that comes real deep from, our roots. We create mainly wood, lasered wood, as well as.
Hear you. I'm going to go and get some of your stuff so they can see.
We create laser wood as well as hand poured resin, mainly home decor, but a lot of people also use it in their offices. We are currently in 3 stores throughout Connecticut. We are in the Mind Breaks, which is now on Pratt Street in Hartford. We are, once again, obviously I should have said it first, It's the Room in the Connecticut Post Mall, and we are also in a store in Meriden on Hanover Road. It is called, what's the store in Meriden called? I'm sorry, it's just so much. I didn't expect to have to pop off so fast. It's called, it was actually in Middletown, but it moved during COVID. This started out obviously as a hobby for my husband, and it turned into a very expensive hobby. So we figured that we would turn it into a business and make some money off of it. We do a lot of events throughout Connecticut, and that is one of our pieces. That is our most popular piece right now. I love to call her African Lady on the Serengeti. I'm not sure why I call her that, but that just appeals to me. That's the name that comes to mind whenever I see her. And we do have quite a few other pieces within It's the Room. This is one of our pieces that we created when marijuana became legal in Connecticut, and there are a lot of people that celebrated that. So we created a piece specially for that in July of 2022.
Yay. I'm just walking around because I tried to reach that and I couldn't reach it. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to bring the camera on over and I'm just going to walk around a little bit.
Okay, that is one of our affirmation mirrors because I believe our little girls do not get enough affirmation. So of course, you can look in the mirror and you can tell yourself how beautiful you are, how smart you are. And yep, that is, well, pink and purple are the two most requested colors by little girls. I'm not a pink or purple little girl, but I do have one living at home. These are our black walnut coasters, also for affirmation. We can see that the lady is sitting in a yoga pose, and there are a lot of affirmation words on there as well. And that is another one as well that tells you how beautiful she is, and that lady that she is proud of the woman that she has become.
Yes, because I have this at home. I love the woman I become because I fought to become her. When I saw that, I had to buy that one. And I love this.
Yep. These are our bamboo Afro pick combs, and we can pretty much engrave anything that's on it. That one says Black Girl Magic. But we can pretty much engrave anything you'd like on it, because as long as it's made out of wood. And here is our Hand of Hamza, another super popular piece. This is 7 layers of wood individually cut, and then we assemble them. This takes probably about a good 8 hours to make.
Mm-hmm. Nice, nice, nice. All right, let me get back to my space. You see how high those things are? They're on this display.
Absolutely.
So I don't know what
we appreciate that.
Take them down. But they're up there. All right. So now you were saying that your husband, this started off as a hobby for your husband?
Yep, this started off as a hobby for my husband, and it quickly turned into a very expensive hobby. So then we got to talking about it during COVID. It was just a release for him. You know, you go down in the basement at night and you play around, because a lot of people, you know, they see our stuff and they say, oh yeah, I saw that video on YouTube, and you know, I tried it myself, and it is not as easy as it looks. So he has been working on this. He's been practicing for a number of years just to try to get it perfect.
I just wanted, you know what, this is just the female in me, but you guys hear this? You see what happened? He had a goal. He had a dream.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And the woman came and she said, baby, I got you. And she made his dream, his hobby, something so big.
Absolutely.
They are always at pop-up shops.
We're a team.
You can find them everywhere. So I just wanted to point that out, how he was just in the basement, you know, doing this thing, relieving stress, and then the woman came in.
He tells people that all the time. You know, this started out as a hobby, and I am the one that's in the basement all the time. And she tells me, when she sees me come upstairs, she said, get back downstairs and make more things.
I love it. 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 And I love that partnership. I really love that partnership.
We are definitely a team. We rarely do events separately. We almost always go together, which is why.
Oh,
I'm sorry, what was that?
I'm just looking at myself. You know, you look at yourself, you're like, I'm going to ask you down here.
Yeah, so we rarely do events separately. We're almost always together when we do events. We do have events booked out into 2024. So if you go to our website, I created a space in our website that for all of our upcoming events. And as we are accepted and there are flyers available from the promoters, or sometimes I create my own, I just throw them on there just to let people know where we are, because people do reach out to us on Instagram and Facebook, and they ask us, where are you going to be next? Right. So every month, on the first of the month, I post where we're going to be for the entire month. And every week I post where we're going to be that weekend leading up to the weekend.
I'm writing down here, Carib Creations, check out their website so I can see where you guys are. I need to book my event around y'all events so y'all can come to ours.
I know. You know why? Because we get invited to a lot of events now. Like, people actually know us. So we do get invited to a lot of events now. So people, they may have met us a year, like last year, and invited us, and we're like, no, sorry, we're booked. So they would reach out in January and say, okay, it's January. My event is in, July.
You're like, no,
I hope you're not booked yet. But we're booked through, I would say, we have events booked through March of next year.
That's awesome. Really shows how busy you guys are. And I was going to ask the question, but I kind of know the answer. Like usually when I'm talking to someone, they do the business by themselves.
Yeah.
So I would always ask, like, what motivates you? What gets you back going when, you don't want to do it? Because we all do things we love, but sometimes just because you love it, it doesn't mean you always want to do it. Why do I have this in my hand? It doesn't mean you always want to do it. So I was going to ask, but then I guess the answer would be when he doesn't feel like doing it, you say, come on, babe. And when you don't feel like, she's like, come on, babe.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We definitely feed off of each other. And sometimes one person might not feel like doing it and the other person does feel like doing it. But I would feel like collectively our end goal is we want to create generational wealth because we do have little kids. And that's always, always, always our top priority. It's not to, get rich or, buy a fancy car, buy a large house. Because, we always talk about stuff like that. And I always tell him, if we ever become rich, I think I want to stay in our house because I love it. We work for it. We work very hard for it. This is where we started. Right. So I think, as long as we can stay here, as long as we can afford to live here, this is where we're going to stay. Nice. But, our number one priority is to create generational wealth for our kids. They're pretty young right now, but we do give them little things to do. Right. Like, our daughter is, she just turned 8. She puts all the stickers on the bags and she knows that is her job. Or if we're not using stickers, she loves using the stamp pad. So we also have, stamp with our logo on it. It's her job to stamp the bags. So it's like there's little bits and pieces that they may not be able to, pour an entire tray, or they might not be able to operate any of the machinery. But our son does take, a lot of pride in learning how to design the files that go into making, those intricate cuts that, you have on display right there. Because he does love using the computer. So my husband designs a lot of the files. So our son, the two of them sit down, they powwow on stuff like that. He's 10. But you're preparing them for business, for entrepreneurship. We were taught, I think, to go to school, get good grades, and get a good job. When I really sat with that, the system set us up for not a thing anymore. To bottom tier. So you're preparing them. Now they know they can go to school, get good grades, but you can start your business. You don't have to just go into the job world and do whatever. So what you're doing to them, for them, is just invaluable. Yeah, but we're also letting them know, mom and dad are working hard right now. It's not so we can hand it to you. Right. That's not how it's going to work, because we can hand it to you, but if you don't know what to do, if you don't know how things work, the business is going to crash. Right. So we want them to know, we want them to know how things work. We want them to work hard. We want them to know how it feels like, if, she wasn't putting the stickers on the bags, I would have to do it. So, why not, right. So you're going to learn every little bit of the business, not just reaping the benefits. Absolutely. We want them to know what hard work is. Right. And they'll learn to respect it, and they'll, because if it came easy, everyone would do it. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's definitely a plus. Definitely a plus. Let's see. Tell us about how your experience is with It's the Room. Like we did not prep for this conversation, right? Yeah. We did not talk. I said we're just gonna have a chat. I love unadulterated, unscripted, just whatever, because again, I try to be as transparent as I can, as I think I put it all out there. Yeah. So tell me, what has your experience been since you've been with It's the Room? So I would say our experience has been pretty good. I can't speak for everybody, but I can only talk for myself. I feel like it's a pretty streamlined process. I don't know how it was, a year ago or 2 years ago, but for me, it's pretty streamlined. Like I come in, you're there, or maybe sometimes, I think one time I met Casey. So Casey was there, and there's always some, I don't know if it's just coincidental that we come in and you're always prepping for something, some event, whatever the next event is. But whenever I bring stuff in, there's always somebody there. You always, we drop our stuff off. I have, a price list that I give you, and I say, here's all the stuff that we're dropping off. Here's the, here's the price, and that's it. I would say one of the first things you told me, and I still do it. I make it a point to do it. I brand all my stuff, because prior to coming to It's the Room, we did not brand our stuff. Once in a while, when we did less craft events and more of an artist type events, people would ask us, could you sign the back of it? Because when you guys, become somebody, at least we'll know that we had this before, you were whatever rich person or whatever famous person or whatever it is. But beside that, we brand everything now. Brand everything, even if it's something that's black on the back, we brand it. I'm like, if you turn it the right way and you look at it in the light, we brand it.
Because that's what it's about. It's not about us selling anything. We can sell whatever we want to sell. We want to brand ourselves. So like that person said, when someone comes to their house 10 years from now and you'll still be doing this, and they're like, hey, where'd you get this from? And they're like, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
and
I like it.
We've had many return customers like that because we've branded it. Because a lot of times when we sell something, we always give a business card with it, or we give some sort of contact information with it. But people may not always hold on to that card.
Right.
But guess what? If you hang our piece of art on your wall, you can pick it up and you can turn it around, and it's got our logo. Yep, it's got that distinctive logo, because everybody asks us, what's that logo? And I tell them, again, it goes back to our roots. Our logo goes back to our roots, that, our logo is the Carib goddess. And, she only comes out at night. She comes out very similar to a lotus, comes out at night. She does her little dance. When the sun starts coming up, she goes back into our cave. I say a lotus. Some people may say a vampire, but hey, whatever.
I was going to ask you, what was a lotus? So I'm like, I didn't even know.
Yeah,
okay, vampire. Okay.
Yeah, lotus flower usually comes out from under the water, but sometimes it's almost like muddy water that it lives in. Okay. So it comes out from the muddy water, blooms at night. It blooms in the moonlight. Okay. And then in the morning, it closes back up. Nice. It doesn't always stay open. So it closes back up. And then the next night, it does the same thing again. So our goddess logo is pretty much like the same thing. It is a Carib goddess that, once again, is a tribute to our roots, because the Caribs were the first people before Christopher Columbus that inhabited the West Indies.
I'm so happy you said that.
Before Christopher Columbus, yep, they were there first.
Because he was everywhere first. let them tell it. Oh my goodness. All righty. So, what else? I try to keep this nice, short, and sweet. What would you tell a person who is struggling with their craft? Like they're just struggling. Like, no one's gonna buy my stuff. I hear that all the time. No one's gonna buy my stuff. I just really do it for me. But you are looking at it and it's freaking beautiful. Yeah. What would you tell that person who hasn't even started? Like, how would that conversation go?
I would probably say, well, it depends on two things. Because one thing that I always tell my husband is that there are some things that we make and we think is the most amazing thing we've ever seen. And then there's some stuff that we make and we're like, all right, this is mediocre. All right, let's just pack it and bring it. And we bring it out and people think it's the most amazing thing they've ever seen. And it's mediocre to us. So one of the things that I told him in the beginning, and I would say I still tell him until today, you have to make what people like. It's not always about what you like, because you're not buying your stuff. So as long as it's within, it reaches your ethics, as long as it doesn't violate any sort of, I would say it's not too extreme, or it's within whatever you think is right or wrong. Because there's certain things that we get asked to make and we're just like, no, thank you. Because we do tons of custom orders. Right. And we're just like, no, we're not making that. Sorry, we can't. I mean, we don't say it like that, but, we say, sorry, we can't make it. I would say, don't stop trying. Right. I mean, you just put stuff out there, because, we look back at some of the pictures that we were taking when we first started. It's like, we made this? We were actually trying to sell this? And now it's like, we've evolved. I mean, we're 3 years in, and it may not seem like a long time, but, we have repeat customers. Promoters are getting to know us. We're getting invited to, various events, not only public events, but also private events. We do private events. So yes, we do, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I mean, that's not going to be on our website, but, we're not going to put up where we are this weekend and it's a private event. But yeah, we do get invited to events and stuff like that. People are reaching out to us. We have tons of repeat customers that, when they need a wedding gift or birthday gift, and let's not get started with Christmas. We do tons of corporate gifts, like that kind of stuff. We do volume as well. But, because obviously, you have to sign an NDA and that kind of stuff, you can't post everything on social media. So people say if it's not on social media, it didn't happen. Yeah, it did. We know it happened.
Right.
And our paycheck, the paycheck we get says it happened.
I love it.
And you got to do sometimes you just got to do things in private. But sorry, I digressed a little bit. So I would say, to that person, don't stop trying. You can evolve. You can make new things. You can make different things, and try to be different, because that's what we try to do. We don't want to make things that everybody else is making.
Right.
We like to do things that are different.
Okay. How would you, and this is a personal question that I'm asking because I'm about to do this year. So if I could be one of your customers outside of here, how would you, or just think on it, and we can talk offline unless you have an answer right now. I'm having this whole outrageous cookout for this 18-year-old child that is graduating this year. I want to think of some things that maybe, what do you call those things that you give away when people leave?
Like a token.
Yeah, like something, or
like a thank you.
Yeah, like a thank you, or even, I don't know. I want you to make something, or not even something to give away. Maybe just like a big 18 or a big something. I don't know. We can think about it. Something that maybe she can keep and maybe put on her wall, or maybe something small we can just give away or whatever. But yeah, I definitely want to get that from you.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends, because the first thing I ask is who we're making it for, and I want to get to know the personality of that person. Because whenever we do custom gifts, we try to get as much information about the person we're making it for, so that it feels personal. And not only feels personal when they receive it, I feel it makes us better people, and the end result comes out way better when you know the person. It's like you almost feel like you know them, even though you might not have ever met them before. Because we do tons of customs, and we have had customers that have given us some really small items to incorporate into some of the items that we have made for them, and we've had quite a few tears. Not tears because it's ugly, it's tears because they can't believe how nice it came out.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll definitely talk on that. Yeah, something. Yeah. And you can definitely meet her and see, once you see pictures of her, that'll tell the whole story.
Pictures help. Even pictures help. Because the smallest little piece of information would definitely help.
Nice. Yeah. So we'll talk offline about that. But oh goodness, this has been fun. I've learned a few things, so this has definitely been fun.
Thank you. You taught me a lot, so it's great that I could teach you something now.
I just look forward to doing what we're doing. Like you say, building wealth, leaving legacies, building wealth. That's
Absolutely.
why It's the Room exists. If you guys are out there listening, if you know of any vendors who may want to put their stuff here in the store, definitely have them get in touch with me via email, or get in touch with my administrative assistant. I love saying I have that.
I love Corey. Corey's the best. Corey gets back to you, and she's always on point.
Yeah, she's phenomenal. Every time she does something great, I say, you know what, you're hired. Like, oh my God, no one can Admin at itstheroomct.com. If you're interested in becoming a part of It's the Room, email admin at itstheroomct.com, or you can just go to our website, itstheroomct.com. Basically, our website is flourishing, but you can go to the vendors tab and you'll see all the information that you need to see. What else about It's the Room? Guess what, you guys? Woo-hoo. As of May 1st, It's the Room will have ambassadors.
Oh,
so yes. We are getting ambassadors. It's definitely needed for me until I can actually have staff around here and ambassadors definitely are needed because I'm invited to 50,000 different places. I don't have that partner like you do. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I can't be everywhere. So the ambassadors will definitely be on board to kind of be me, and they get to go places and bring a lot of these items. So when we do pop-up shops, they'll bring an item or two and
Awesome.
kind of go from there. Off screen, talk to me about bubble wrap. Just kind of remind me about that.
Okay. Okay.
Because I
Bubble
went
wrap's
to, well,
my
I'll
jam. We
just tell
bubble
you
wrap
now,
everything.
I went to a pop-up shop and I bought some of your pieces. And I'm like, I need bubble wrap. I need to, this stuff. I'm just like, oh no, what we cannot do
Yeah.
is ship one of these pieces. So I need to, I think I may have some, but I just want to make sure that it's sitting back there just
Yeah.
for your items for when I go somewhere and have them out in public. And I know you guys probably have tons because you have all that stuff, but for me, that was a new experience. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my Lord.
Trust me, you live, you learn. We went through a whole lot of different types of packaging before we got to bubble wrap.
Okay, yeah, I'm just like, oh my goodness. But you guys, for you guys who are on listening, I appreciate you guys. If it was not for you guys coming into the store, being a part of what we're doing here, It's the Room would not be. So just please know that every email we get, every message we get on Instagram, that it is totally appreciated. And definitely, once the website gets up and going, visit our website. Come to Milford Mall. This store cannot stay open without you. People come in here all the time and they're like, oh my God, I love the concept. And, you know, they spend money, and that's how we're going to grow bigger. That's how we're going to get bigger. That's how we are going
Absolutely.
to put Carib Creations on the map.